Hey, what's going on there, folks? Earthmaster here. It is May 10th, 2018, 7:32 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here in the golden state of California. Anyway, what is going on there, folks? Pretty active day out there in the earthquake world once again, and still seeing a lot of action there at the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii. When I was on a little bit earlier, we've seen a pretty good spike come in there to the Kīlauea Webby quarter up there, and it looked pretty much like a 5 or 6. Looking at the globe now, the USGS only has that set at a 4. Let's see where to go here. If I can find it. Pretty sure they only had that set at a 4.2 magnitude there. The one I was watching that I've seen come into the seismograph station there, it looked pretty large. I mean, it definitely went up there on the amplitude scale, but according to the USGS, it was a 4.2 magnitude, a little bit less than what I had guesstimated. I want to check the timestamp here real quick and see if I am talking about the correct one here. Looking on my phone, I took a snapshot of it because I was at work, and I'm seeing a timestamp of 23:52 and something else. 23:52 and 15. Yep. So that's it right there. That's a 4.2 that came in earlier. And according to these folks, it was at a depth of 5 kilometers. Few people felt it. 4.2, definitely, I'd say a moderate shaker. Check out the exact coordinates of this earthquake here. You can see it was kind of centered just south of the main island right there, just south of Kilauea volcano, which sits just to the north and northwest of there. So interesting to see this activity just offshore here. Just my suspicions of continued increase in activity. It's definitely not letting up, guys. It's we're seeing a lot of migration of the earthquakes. There's still quite a bit of activity occurring up there at the summit, or the crater, so to speak, at Kilauea volcano. They are worried about the lake level, or the lava level, I should say, continuing to drop, and if it drops to the groundwater level, that's when we could see an explosive eruption. And I guarantee you, these earthquakes right here will be much larger than the 3.0s that's coming in right now. That's if it does take place in that fashion. Either way, it's looking like it's definitely on the increase here. Remember, folks, a while ago, a couple days ago, we had that 6.9 earthquake. Now remember, that was not up here at the summit. It was not here at the crater. Just off here a little bit, I believe. Off here to the east. And, well, it was not plate tectonics that caused that earthquake right there. It was volcanic, purely volcanic in nature. Something going on down below the surface that caused a tremendous magnitude of 6.9. And we're continuing to see the increase in activity. Increase in earthquake activity. Once again, still at different depths here on each earthquake here. Like, for example, this latest 2.9 that's here in the red was at a depth of 7.9 kilometers. Now you notice that's kind of an oddball earthquake right there, right? Kind of off from the main area. This here is once again just 1 day magnitude 2.5 and above. Let's go ahead and bring this down to all magnitudes, that way we can get a better look at all the activity that's occurring there. I don't know if it's going to boost it up too much. Not really, but okay, this is just 1 day. You can see most of the activity centered around this region right up here. Quite a cluster of earthquakes there just today. Possibly influx of magma continuing to recharge those lava tubes or whatnot. What's going on underneath there? It could be. Yeah, I think it's definitely some increase in activity there. take you back over here a little ways. Oh, doop, doop, doo, doop, doop, doo. Over here to the crater, it's a little ways, but then once again, this is only a 2-mile scale. 2 miles, but still we're looking at probably 15 miles, maybe 15-20 miles from there, from the crater over here to the main activity where this is going, over there in the residential area of Kīlauea Estates. I go over here to the crater. It's active. I mean, we're still seeing some earthquake activity directly in the crater. There's no rise in the lava. It's still sinking. Who knows where? I guess underneath the island. Like I say, most recent was at 2.3 now, at 1.1 kilometers. But getting back to the depths real quick, folks, it varies. We're still seeing quite a few deeper earthquakes at 4 kilometers. Some surface quakes at 0.4 and 0.6 kilometers. There's one at 7.3 kilometers. It's still varying. It's still no definite type of depth, you know, where we may see some activity going. It's spread out pretty far, and that leads me to believe that there's definitely some bigger influence of magma, if you will, coming up pretty soon here, I'm thinking. Or it's possible that lava is traveling underneath the ground. I doubt that. I know it is somewhere underneath there, but I don't know if it's, you know, I can't say if it's really traveling, but it's definitely it's a complex system here, folks. It's definitely interesting to watch. They're still issuing possibly for, you know, eruptive stage of this volcano. Here's the latest information from the USGS volcano site. Summary: as of 8 a.m., active eruption of spatter and lava along the Kīlauea volcano's lower east rift zone within the Kīlauea Estates subdivision remains paused. Okay. However, earthquake activity and ground deformation continue, and additional outbreaks in the general area are expected. High levels of sulfur dioxide continue to be released from the fissure system. Deflationary tilt at the summit of the volcano continues, and the lava lake level continues to drop. Aftershocks from Friday's magnitude 6.9 earthquake continue at a declining rate. Got a typo right there. And more are expected. Rock falls into the overlook vent within the crater are producing intermittent low-level ash emissions. But anyway, you know, they're saying all this earthquake activity is just aftershock activity from the 6.9. Well, you know what caused that 6.9 down there? It wasn't plate tectonics. It's something big, and something's definitely headed their way, I believe. Excuse me, I'm still sick. I say that every video, right? I'm still sick. Well, I am. I'm still sick. Here's the overview of the crater, Kīlauea volcano in Hawaii. You can see the steam, ash, whatever coming up there from the empty crater, so to speak. And you can find more webcams such as this on a pretty cool website here, the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory. They got many different views that you can check out while you're over there if you want to look at it. Here's a single frame from the North Rim. I think that's been like that for quite some time there, that little mess of a lens on the camera there. Here's a mono, this is a different one here. But they got all sorts of different volcano cams. Let's go crater thermal. You can see here, that's from the North Rim. See if I can get a better shot of that. Either way, definitely some activity occurring over there, folks. I'm thinking about maybe swapping out Yellowstone, possibly, with a live image of the volcano Possibly let's go with, we could do like the crater. This would just be temporarily, and then it can swing back into the Yellowstone webcam eventually. But I think it'd be cool to, you know, kind of see a image such as this, so we can keep an eye on it. This does update, I think, every couple minutes, so it's really not a live stream. It's not really a live webcam, but it is a recent webcam shot. You can see some folks down here. Looks like their heads, possibly, if I'm seeing that correctly. Yes. I thought for a second maybe those were sticks or pieces of wood or tree, but those are people's heads there. Not a good thing, especially when there's a possibility of this thing going into an eruptive stage. Those folks would be in a whole lot of pain. So, but anyway, getting back to covering the earthquakes real quick, I just wanted to make this main video in regards to the continued activity there at Kilauea volcano. Yesterday in California, seen a couple small earthquakes, not small, but I guess moderate to minor, 4.2 and a 3.1, followed up by, and prior to these earthquakes, many other earthquakes within these geysers. Now here in Northern California, this geyser is active. There's hot springs up there. There's obviously something creating those hot springs below the surface. There's Mount Konocti up here, kind of dormant volcano. But this activity that you're seeing here, folks, on the earthquake map here is normal. I've been watching this, studying this area for a very long time. There's no increase in activity. There's no decrease in activity. It just stays pretty consistent with these earthquakes that happen every single day. Now the 4.2 is getting up there a little bit, but we're not seeing anything bigger following that 4.2. Threes are not out. They're not really uncommon. These actually happen quite a bit in this area. So don't believe a lot of the fear-mongering that you're seeing on other YouTube channels that like to get clicks and you know, all that clickbait stuff. Fear porn. It's not a big subject. I do not like fear porn at all. If I thought something major was going on here, I would announce it and I would definitely bring it to people's attention. But this is normal behavior. I'm not that far from this region here in Northern California myself. So this is not on the San Andreas Fault. This is not a volcano getting ready to explode, okay? I just want to stress that because I've seen numerous Facebook statuses, earthquake groups suggesting that Mount Kilauea is going to blow, create a tsunami that hits California, triggers the San Andreas Fault system, which triggers the Cascadia subduction zone, which ultimately triggers Yellowstone. From there, Yellowstone triggers the Madrid system. Folks, please, it's hogwash, okay? That stuff is, please, don't believe any of it. That can't even happen, okay? That guy's been watching too many San Andreas movies. You know the San Andreas earthquake movie that came out a little bit ago? Come on. That is impossible for that to happen, okay? You would have to have like a... I think the only way maybe that would happen is still, realistically, that is not possible at all. You would have to have like a major asteroid hit the Pacific Ocean that may trigger something in Yellowstone, you know. But anyway, I don't want to go off into that. It's just, please folks, don't listen to that stuff, okay? Stick to this channel. I mean, you don't have to stick to this channel, but we provide facts here. We provide actual data. I know the USGS issues some late earthquakes, but they do their best on getting information out. They're not hiding earthquakes. You know, it does puzzle me when stuff doesn't come up for a few hours, but ultimately they get back to it. They review the data, and they post out the earthquakes that they missed, or that the generated computer system missed when the earthquake itself happened. Okay, so, you know, just stick to the facts, stay away from the fear-mongering channels, and please don't believe the fear that people are trying to put out there, okay? San Andreas Fault is not abnormally active. If you're calling a most recent earthquake 2.1 in Soledad along the San Andreas Fault system extremely active, well then I think we better run for the hills, because these folks have 2.0s all the time. Hawaii is not affecting California coast or the Cascadia subduction zone. It is not affecting Yellowstone. Take a quick look at the Yellowstone overview. Looks, oh my gosh, pretty quiet, folks. It just frustrates me that people take advantage of a simple volcano and make it into a global event that is going to trigger a major catastrophe, and we all need to pull out our 401ks and just party like it's 1999, or maybe party like it's, I don't know. But anyway, it's quiet up in Yellowstone, folks. Abnormally quiet, to speak, just speaking those words right there. It's just nothing going on. There's no small earthquakes, maybe a little spike of an earthquake, little bitty one right over here. Not even that big, not even worth knowing about, I guess. There's no magma intrusion here, folks. This is instrument adjustments or instrument malfunctions that needed adjustments, and ultimately someone adjusted them a couple hours later. Man, I'm gonna lose my voice trying to stress out the importance of staying away from fake YouTube channels that like to fearmonger. Okay, I'm not gonna name names out here because I don't like bashing people like they tend to bash me, because I provide factual data. I don't provide clickbait data where I'm fearmongering and trying to scare the viewers, man. I can't do that. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen here. It's not going to happen from any of our mods. We got a good group of mods on this channel, and that's the way I want to keep it. We provide data. We provide factual data. Here's a look at the Cascadia subduction zone, okay? Tremor. This is the tremor detection map, meaning low frequency detection from one plate to the other. It's a slow slip event that's happening underneath the plate here. You got the Juan de Fuca plate and the North American plate over here, right? A little bit of activity. Found 1.5 hours of tremor in the last 3 hours. Take it back 2 days. Yeah, there's definitely an increase, it looks like. But this is not the end of the world. It does not mean that Cascadia subduction zone is going to slip, is going to rupture and create a worldwide tsunami. It's not going to happen. I mean, it could happen, but this isn't a telltale sign of it happening. We see activity like this periodically, every couple months or so. So the increase in tremor in a confined area near Seattle, it's something to watch, but it's not a for sure sign that we're going to see a rupture of the Cascadia subduction zone. This is just a slippage event occurring on this section of the subduction zone, the Cascadia subduction zone. A little bit of activity in Northern California, nothing too much, a little sporadic right there, and a couple dots showing up in the valleys of Oregon and Washington there, which is underneath there is the Cascadia subduction zone. But anyway, folks, I'm going to end it for this video. We will keep the live Kīlauea, Hawaii web recorder up, and I'm going to replace the Yellowstone temporarily, folks, just temporarily, with a live shot of the Kīlauea volcano crater. I may alternate it and make it switch back between a crater shot and perhaps the east rift shot, of the land out there, of the smoke coming out from the ground and whatnot. But right now, I think the main focus is possibly the crater, or the summit, or the where the lava used to be. Mount Kīlauea itself is where we could see possibly an eruptive type stage once that lava gets down to ground level, where the or not ground level, but water level in the ground, water table, whatever it's called. Then we could see some interesting activity. So I think I will keep it at the crater view and see what happens from there. All right, folks, have a good night, and like I say, I will adjust that. So if you happen to see some movement going on the screen, on the live stream, that's just me messing around, getting the views all set up there. If you do have any questions, you're more than welcome to PM me. Send me a private message here on YouTube, or you can also message me on Facebook. If you got Facebook, please go to my page, like the page. It's The Earthmaster. Just go to facebook.com/The Earthmaster. You can send me a private message on that social network platform, or you can also do it here on YouTube. So it's up to you. If you have any questions that maybe the mods can't help you with, feel free to get a hold of me and I'll try my best. So anyway, folks, also we did see some deep movement there on the Fiji Islands region. I did forget to announce that, but taking a look real quick, we did mention in our update video last night the absence of deep earthquakes, and today we're definitely seeing a large increase in the deeper earthquakes right there, 5.0 and a 4.7 near Fiji Islands. Now these here roughly around 600 kilometers below the surface. There was also another deep one over here near looks like the Indonesia region, so definitely some large scale deep movement along the western Pacific plate here, part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, which is not uncommon. We definitely see a lot of activity like this, but when we do, we normally see it, possibly, I wouldn't say normally, I would say more than 50% chance of seeing a larger earthquake after this activity. So anyway, alright, so we got that covered. I will adjust the stream, and like I say, Yellowstone will go down for just a little while, maybe a couple days or whatnot. I will be out in Kansas and Oklahoma next week starting Monday, so I'm not for sure if I'm going to keep this live stream up or not. I may just switch into storm mode and focus mainly on storm chasing, because it's kind of hard doing two things at once and running two streams, but I have not decided yet. I'll see what happens. I'll see how active things are on the earthquake world and also the volcano world here, and see if it needs to be kept on while I'm out there streaming the storms as well. So anyway, I'll get back to you and I'll update you guys a little bit later on that. Alright folks, have a good night, stay safe out there, and peace out.